gate. Hopefully the audio's like semi-okay. I apologize if it isn't. We're driving to the job site. We're gonna have a little fun. You can come along, you can come in and out if you want. I wanted to talk about, Paul just actually sent me an email. I believe it's Paul. If it's not, I'm sorry, but it's PM. It's PM. I have to go in there. He normally says at the end. I think it's either Pete or it's Paul. I apologize. I just skimmed through it real quick since I was just getting ready to head out. And he was talking about slide gates. He's got somebody at probably a fence, is my guess, a fence contractor that might want to sub him out as a gate operator installer. And so he asked for any pointers, and I thought actually I'm going to one right now because somebody did a boo-boo. They cut across the asphalt, they cut the loop. I don't know. I looked at my pictures. It's hard to tell exactly where it's at. So I'm going to do a little investigating, do a little digging. And you guys are more welcome to, you can try to ask. Like I said, you might have to repeat the questions if I miss you, because since I'm going to be hustling, I'm going to be grinding. It's super hot out, so I'm going to start breaking a sweat. Luckily, the AC is working in the truck, so that's awesome. It's super hot up in Michigan. It's like 92, 94 degrees with like 65, 70% humidity. It's pretty warm. It's a little bit unseasonal. We normally don't get this kind of warm weather right about this time of year yet. Normally August seems like it's about one of the worst for us. And then also remember, if you guys come on here, don't forget, if you would please hit the like button. It just helps bring more people in, more people to the party. It's just more conversation. If you guys got questions, I'll try to answer them. Like I said, if I miss them, I apologize. Just ask a question. I'll try to skim through if there's anything in the bottom. And hopefully, like I said, the audio is not going to be too bad. But I was going to use the lapel. The problem is that I have to unplug you, and you're being charged right now. So we got to keep the phone juiced up, if you know what I mean. So with Mr. PM, right, he's talking about these being a sub for doing gate operators. I think some of the pointers if I look back, so when I used to work for a fence contractor, I actually used to, we used to kind of have like a flat rate. And like I said, this was many years ago. We're talking probably 8 years ago, 10 years ago. I kind of set out to be like basically almost like a $5,000 plateau, right? Like we'll do it. We'll install the gate. You provide the material, what you want, because the thing was when you deal with fences and gates, they're using the same vendors. So for me to buy the product, I can't get it any cheaper than them. And then for me to like try to mark it up, they're gonna know that if they start fishing around, right? So it's really just silly, right? So now it's like, okay, let's just get to the meat and potatoes. Honestly, I'm just the laborer. I'm just installing it. Plus, there was some caveat to that, right? There's some pluses to it. Pluses are that, in a sense, they bought the product, right? They bought the gate operator. They bought the loop detectors. They bought, all these things. And so if there's a problem to some degree, right? And you come back, let's say you got to go back. Because, see, my guy would always make us, we had a warranty at least for a year. Right? The fence guy was always like, whatever you do, just make sure, you just remember, you got to take care of this for a year. And over time, I realized why my fence guy always wanted us to do the gate stuff. Because I thought, he could learn this, and this would be another like slam dunk for him, like another $5,000 or whatever, in his pocket. Like, why doesn't it, the problem was liability. Because when you think about it, right? I always talk about this in my other videos about how the interaction, right? Human interaction is a big problem. So what are people always going through, right? They're always going through the slide gates. Their vehicles are going through it. They're walking through it, even though they're not supposed to. You're supposed to use a man gate, blah, blah, blah. So there's electronics. I just had somebody literally text me this morning and say, what am I supposed to do when the power goes out for swing gate operators? And I was like, you need to disconnect the arms and you need to, swing the gates open. like I said, 6:30, 7 o'clock this morning, I get that text. It's like, really? Really? So, and also, by the way, just for this live stream, just in case, so you guys are like, oh, that was kind of rude. Don't think I'm going to just cut you off. I'll let you know when I'll say goodbye, right? But the area I got to go to is kind of over by the mall. And it's going to be, we're going to hit 5G. And I still have nobody that comments on 5G or has any information on 5G. But as far as I'm concerned, 5G stinks. It's not working like it should. So the regular old 4G or LTE works great. Anytime we get to 5G, I can't even like look up things on Google when I go over this area, and I'll have full bars. So it's not a signal problem. It's like their service problem. So I don't know. I'm just letting you know that our live stream might be disconnected. So just so you know. Like the shirt? Somebody says nice shirt. Got the high vis on because I got to be in a driveway. So I even brung some cones. Now I did this strategically. What I did is I did it in the afternoon. This is late, obviously late afternoon. This is live, so whatever. It's basically 7 o'clock right now. And I did it because the sun is just super hot. So I wanted the sun to be somewhat down. So these are all things when you run a small business. Like I said, I always tell you about being the captain of a ship. You got to be thinking about all these things, right? The waves and the icebergs and the men and the crew and, the food and all that kind of stuff. You got to be thinking about all this. So anyway, let's go back into that whole subbing thing, right? I did kind of a flat number, a flat rate of $5,000. The problem was I wasn't always calculating like I should have. He was just kind of using that, but he was going kind of all over the place in a sense, right? Sometimes the jobs would be an hour away. Sometimes the jobs would turn to an hour and a half away. Some jobs were 2 hours away, one way. I'm talking from the shop. Some jobs were 3 hours away. Now I did try to pad those a little bit, but I didn't pad them enough. So I guess what I'm getting at a little bit is don't be afraid to kind of start out high with your numbers or come up with a number that you feel comfortable with. Like say, look, I got to make, and some people are different, right? Maybe you got my first initial to show up is $160, or let's just say it's $200. And after that, I drop it down to, whatever you want, $120 an hour. You know what I mean? You lower it because now you're on this thing. Because for me, it was always the initial, right? It's the initial getting out there, the truck, the fuel, everything, right? And then after that, once I'm at the job, I don't need to really make as much money. I mean, trust me, I want to, but you can lower it down, or just say, look, I'm an even 150. I keep my rates lower, but it's across the board. I'm this much. Oh, we gotta drink that water up. It's warm. Another thing is, what's always been kind of a weird, excuse me, a weird situation for me with gate operators and the fencing and the gates. It's a real challenge, right? Because technically, if you could get them to set their poles, or I'm saying set the poles for your gate operator, that'd be a huge help, right? Why is that a huge help? Well, it's a huge help because you don't have to deal with the concrete. Concrete is a real bear. I mean, I love concrete, right? I think concrete's awesome. I mean, but when you actually gotta make mud, it's a bear. You gotta bring water. You gotta either, sometimes you bring a mixer, or you're the mixer with a shovel and a hoe and a wheelbarrow, and you gotta bring you bring the concrete in the bags. There's all different varieties of doing it, but the stuff is heavy, it's bulky. I mean, it's a real nightmare. But the caveat is like I said, it's a really touchy situation. I've never been able to really nail it home with a certain vendor where they'll set the poles and they actually set the poles in the right spot. I think you could get around it by possibly making up like a makeshift, like a skeleton, and it'd have certain bumpers and stuff that would keep it from the fence or gate. There's ways to, what I'm saying is there's ways to get around it. I think you just got to be kind of creative. But that was always my biggest thing, because sometimes it was just such a headache. I would say, I'll set the poles, and it's almost like I always regretted setting the poles, because I was like, oh, I got to bring water, Then I got a little electrical pump. And then I got to bring, I bring a hose because I got to wash, I wash all my tools when I'm done, my wheelbarrow, so then I got to bring extra water. So there's a lot of little factors in there for that kind of stuff. So like I said, if you get the poles, I've had it too. Like I said, if you got more time on your hands and you can be there when they're setting the poles, that's also. But typically, for me, it's always like I like the gate to get set. I like them to do all that. The fence guys, whoever else is doing it, that stuff's got to sit up for whatever 3, 4, 5 days, and then you got to come back. And I like to set my poles afterwards to measure off the fence or gate. So it's kind of a pain though to orchestrate all that, because now that maybe the cement truck's already gone. The guys, they got to come back. They don't want to come back. You can factor it in there. Like I said, it's just kind of a nuisance for me. Sometimes you still got to even do it because you got to do your keypad. But I ain't gonna lie, gate stuff. It's almost better. I was even thinking about it today. I was throwing some stuff in the truck. I don't even have exactly what I want because I'm working on a rental and all my tools are tied up. So I just grabbed some basic. The guy messaged me to come take a look. I said, sure, I'll take a look at it. And so I figured we'll just swing over there and take a look. But what my point is it's really hard to switch. Like, you almost really just need to stick with the garage doors, do residential, do commercial, or stick with commercial, do residential. It'd be easier even that way if you can, if you got enough work in one. But then when you go, like I said, the big thing with gates is that you can understand it. The electronics aren't too bad. It's similar to garage doors, I think, to some degree. But the problem is all the concrete, set poles coming back. There's a lot of that crap. That's what really sucks. And then glue detectors, circuit boards are all, you know what I mean? So it's like saying, well, I install gate operators, but I also do transmissions. And I do it on the side of the road. It's like, how do you have all those parts? You know what I mean? Or I change tires, my service. It's a real pain. All right. I forgot. The only thing I don't know is if I can get into this place if I need to. But we shall see. We just pulled up, so that's all good. I just got to find a safe spot where I don't get bugged. Oh, car coming. Let me check some of these comments. Somebody says, reply me. I don't know what that means. Which is your favorite song when you are young? My favorite song? I don't know. I always remember, I just remember when I was with my dad, in a sense. And all I remember was, what was it? Willie Nelson. Willie Nelson and, what song was I thinking? Oh, On the Road Again. Remember? On the Road Again. That's how old I am, showing my age. But I don't get into that stuff too much. I think we'll be safe right here. Somebody pops out. Like I said, this place hasn't been busy too much. They've really added on a lot. But what happened is they ran some sprinklers in here before I jump out of this air conditioning, which feels wonderful. 21 people. We only got 1 like. Oh my goodness. We need a few more likes, you guys. Tell you the truth, I think 4G worked better than 5G in my area. Hey, I'm right there with you, Mr. Tanner. I'm telling you, like I said, see, right now I'm still on LTE, but I've had it before where I don't know if, hopefully it don't switch, because if it does, I can't look up stuff. When I was at this job site last time, it was a nightmare finding stuff. Sup, man? Sup? How you guys doing? Hope you're doing good. It says offer good, better, best options figured into callbacks into every install. Ooh, I like this. Is it carrot? Is it carrot? It says offer good, better, best options figure into callbacks into every install. Make sure you let them know 90 it must be like 90 days labor warranty. Yeah, there's all kinds of ways you can kind of set it up. Let's see if we can flip this around and see what we got going on here. I'm really not looking forward to stepping out of the air. Because it just hits you, man. It ain't as bad as some of you guys, but man, it's just hot. Oof. All right, let's turn this around if we can. Can we turn this around on the fly? blacked out for a second. It's so hard to see in the sun. So this is what we're up against. So when I originally installed this, we had a layer of asphalt. And so I ended up, we cut into the original asphalt and then they smeared over, which is the best way. I'm hoping we don't have to just cut in another loop here, because it's still there, but the problem is that loop was right, I looked at that picture here, it's somewhere. They could have went right along the whole line of it. They could have just crossed it, so I got to do a little digging. But this was, what do they got? Oh, they had problems with this. These aren't going to last for very long because they're plastic. If you made them out of metal, they'd be better. But ever since I put those covers on, no more problems. No more problems. Let me see if I can enter in a code if it'll... oh, sweet. Okay. So we do have access. That's good. Okay. That's all I was worried about. I didn't know if I had to climb a fence or find a way in here. This one you can't. Look at it. They got this one down low. You ain't sneaking out of there. I think, white boy, I think I could still hike. I could hike over that if I had to. It'd be easier with a ladder. All right, let's grab some trusties. Oh, man. Where's the young buck? Son of a biscuit. Might set you guys down for a second. We'll see. Right now, at least it's soft. I'm looking for any evidence of my wire. What was that? Thought I heard a car. Oh, okay. So here's... what in the heck is this? What in the heck is this? What is this? It's like the second layer? They just take off the top layer? I'm so confused. What is going on? Where is it? Where are you? Oh, that's a big chunk, man. That don't feel good. Okay, so somebody like plopped a chunk back in here. Okay. Like I said, I might have to throw you on the old tripod here in a second. I should have took dimensions. That's what I should have done. But I didn't. I took pictures and I got video, but... all right, let's see what we got here. Bummer, bummer. Bummer, bummer. Corvette down there. Thought he was gonna come this way. Dang, they came with their second layer, man. They buried that puppy. Wow. These are really nice gates. I told them, I said, I wouldn't, I said, that's why I put 2 loops on them. I said, because I'd hate for somebody to get trapped or talk. And customers do all kinds of weird stuff. I smeared that in too. I can live with it. I'm sure they weren't real happy with me. The asphalt guys, we don't normally, mingle. Sometimes they cut my wires. That always irritates me. Cut my wires on the side. But like I said, I'll jump on here too if you guys got questions or anything. And like I said, I'm still thinking about the whole gate stuff, but it's not as easy as what you think. Sometimes it's, I don't know. Fence guy did this, which was nice, because that's not my department. But we had problems with this. The problems we had was we needed certain products, so it's kind of like who's buying it. Stretchy side, stretchy. I see Tony's in the house. I see him trying, man. My sticker thing's here. It's not. Just trying not to lose you. You guys still with me? Looks like the timer's still going. I like the offer. Yeah, 90 days. Said Kevin's in the house. What's up? Yep, Dave. Some of us have graduated to the, what's that says? The oldie station? Oh, man. Making me feel old, man. Why gotta be saying stuff like that? Oh, man. Let's take a look here, shall we? I don't want to mess up the sprinkler guy's stuff. Somebody really kind of cobbled this. Honestly, they shouldn't have put that back in there like that. They should have just got some fresh dirt. I don't know what's going on here. Wind's messing me up. Hopefully, I don't know if you guys going to be able to hear me or not. Oh, sugars. Is that my wire? I'll show you guys. Yeah, don't worry, I'm not taking a nap. Not yet. I ended up, I left my my knee pad. Left my knee pad at another job, man. So I had to use, I got the, whatever you call it, moving blanket. Let's flip you around here. All right. Well, this is not looking real good. I don't know where we're at in my splice here, if we're going to splice it all. I'm guessing. I told him, I said, I really don't like doing a splice. It's like, where's the other side of it? It's like, I don't even know where we're at. This is like two. That's a goop. That's a goop. I have no idea. I mean, I was hoping just to find like a little chunk of wire, and then, you know, find the other side of it. I think they could be in the one that goes across. What a bummer, man. All that because somebody put sprinklers in. I tell you, I always think about these situations, and I always think, man, you need to call, you know, whoever's been involved with this project. Like if they would have called me out here, I said, oh, no. I said, do not go up here. It happens. It's life. I mean, but it's just a bummer because I think the way I'm going to remedy this is I got to, oh, what's this? Evidence. 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 See that wire. Huh. Let me do a little more digging here. What's up? Says, Snow, what are you doing? I'm messing stuff up. Try harder, he says. Man, I love it. I don't know. Well, what we're doing is we got somebody that cut our loop. There's a loop in the ground. Yeah. Dang. Yeah, if I wasn't doing a live, I could tell you a little. I could put pictures in on this job, but if somebody's kind of like, what is he doing? Well, what I'm doing is another contractor came in here. I put sprinklers in, so this wasn't me. I'm not a sprinkler guy. I'm a gate guy or garage door guy. And anywho, they cut across here. They whacked my wires. There's wires in here that you can't see that make a hemisphere, so it detects cars. We're on the back side of the exit side. And basically what it would do is that if the car would drift out here, because what I was worried about, I didn't realize this road was going to be so wide. When this was under construction, it looked like the road was here. It looked like the road was here. The road actually, it's like a big approach or whatever. You know what I mean? Like, the road's actually here. So there's all this area, but still, if a car comes out here, and I've had customers, they drift out here, right? And let's say they got a trailer or something that's still just partially in, and this gate fires up, and this gate shuts on their trailer, and I think of like a semi-truck trailer, and they take off, they don't know this is closed, they'll rip this whole thing, and this thing's an aluminum zip track. I don't know what the price is on this. I can guarantee it's probably anywhere from $10,000 to $20,000. So if they rip it out, it's just a nightmare for everybody. You know what I mean? It's insurance. Their premium could go up. All kinds of stuff. But honestly, I'm not seeing the wires like I was hoping to see, kind of a clean. Because when we did this, we did it kind of more of a longer, and it makes kind of a like a rectangle, I guess. Like it's. And they missed this one up here, because this one's up farther. See how this gate's got this stagger? I don't know if this is, I still have yet to find the best setup where I go, dude, that's the best setup I've ever seen for how the gates are. You know what I mean? Just stagger wise, or like up next to buildings. I still just haven't seen one where I go, that is the best design I have ever seen, because the problem they've had with this one is even like when you pull in here, it's a weird angle to get to the keypad. So everything's kind of weird. And then the fact that you got a keypad out. Let me see if I can switch this. Beep. The keypad, you got a keypad out over there. And that's another awkward, especially if you're coming from that side, where normally you'd have like a free exit loop. I just don't feel good about this. I thought about chiseling and splicing, and he's just joking here. Love you. I know. Tell me, man. Like I said, I'm hoping somebody can send me some pictures at a good. Like I said, I've done a lot of these, and I still have yet to find where somebody engineered one that I go, that makes sense. Like, that totally makes sense how they got it, where it's just a smooth operation. I have not seen one yet to this year, or in my life, that it's like, it just makes sense where everybody can get to it. It's a flow. Oh, man, this is not good. I really do not want to have to cut in this. I got to cut all this concrete, just, only about a 1/2 inch thick down. It's nothing too major, but it's going to make a mess. It's going to have a loop. Oh, because somebody cut my wires. Somebody cut my wires. Some other contractor, you son of a biscuit. There's the goop on it. I can feel it. It's like, where's the other wire? They just clean cut that puppy off right there. And then what do I got? Number 2 over here. It might be back far enough. Gosh, I don't know. I just don't know if I feel comfortable with that. I guess it's a temporary to see if we can get it to fire at least, but then... I don't know. I guess you guys let me know. I think what I'll do is I'll let you guys go because I want to bore you with me chiseling away at this thing, being like the dentist. Because I'm gonna have to meditate with this a little bit. But I thought I wanted to jump on here because I thought, what is it, Tuesday? Is that Tuesday? We'll do a live stream. And I might jump back on a little later. It just depends how bad this sun beats me up today, this evening. Make sure you get yourself a good cooler thing, with some ice. That one's got ice in it. Man, that tastes good. But yeah, doing sub for gates, just gotta be smart about it. I think I was talking to somebody about these antennas. Yeah, in one of the videos I was telling you guys about how like the radio waves and antennas. Here's one I did. See, I got that antenna. I got it above, and what I was trying to explain is you got to get it above this fence, because this is like what I call a satellite dish. This is blocking the signal. So if you put the, I don't want to stick my fingers in there. If you put the antenna down here out of the cabinet, don't get it up high enough, it won't catch it, if that makes sense, because this is working like a satellite dish and it's blocking it. So you gotta, what I do, and I even do it now, I just do it on all of them, because the reason I do it is, I know why, because on the backside we got an edge on the backside for safety. So I do it for the edges. I also do it for if somebody wants to program a remote. This one I don't think we did. We would have done multi-code. I don't think there's no multi-code in here. I just did it for probably for the edge, but I also do it because it's just there. And that way, if somebody goes, can I get, the owner, typically, they go, can I get a remote? And I'm like, yes, after the fact. He says, I'm here. He says, loving it. I appreciate you guys being here. Like I said, I'm going to jump off. I'm going to play around with this a little bit. Might just take a dirt nap. I still just don't know if I feel comfortable with it. I'll let you know that will come of it. Yeah. All right, you guys. I'm heading off here. Hope you guys have a good evening. If I don't talk to you, thanks for being here. Got questions, concerns, email me. Email is in the description below. Daveadubson at gmail.com. Otherwise, we'll see you on the next one. Make sure you be safe out there. Keep those fingers. See ya.